Okay, welcome back. Today we're racing the Chidlow Road Race. This is the first of the Midland Cycle Club road races for the season in 2019. Today we're racing C-grade men's and we have around 21 riders in this race. We're racing on the Chidlow course, which is an 18 kilometre loop course, and today we're racing 3 laps of that course for a total of 54 kilometres with around 650 metres of climbing. Number of clubs racing today. We've got South Perth Rouliers, X Speed, Jam Racing, Swan Draft Cycling Club, and a few others. So in this field we've got 21 riders and we make up around half of the field. So our plan today was to hopefully get a clean sweep on the podium. So we've got a number of our club members up here, and you see Nathan Brown. He is just on the right. He's about to push off the front and try to establish a break. We're only about 3 kilometres into the race here. South Perth Rouliers, Greg Murray, he's up on the front there on the right. So he sees Nathan go off, so he puts in a bit of an effort to get across to Nathan. And they've only got a couple of seconds off the front, but the plan was to allow a break to establish. So Lewis Salou, another teammate there, he jumps across to Greg Murray and to Nathan Brown. And then we try to hold the front of the peloton up. So we're around 8 kilometres into the race now, and the break, that 3-man break, probably had around 20 or 30 seconds on the peloton. It was around this point in time, around 9 kilometres into the race, Cole from Jam Cycling, he decides to come up to the front and start driving the pace to pull the brake back. So Sam Knight there, another teammate, just jumps across onto Cole's wheel. So that's a short climb around the back, probably about 2-minute effort up there. Just on the right there, you saw one of the guys down on the road who'd come down, was one of the A-graders on the corner, and apparently broke his collarbone coming through that corner. So we're around 12 kilometres into the race now, and the brake's still off the front. They have about 20-second lead on the head peloton. We've got Cole, Swan Drafting there coming up to the front, but it's about this point where Cole gets back on the front from Jam Racing and turns up the pace again. You can see the brake just up on the top of the hill there. So he's managed to probably drop that lead down to about 5-10 seconds. So we're around 15 or 16 kilometres into the race, and that's when the brake actually gets pulled back. There's one of the riders that was in the brake, Greg Murray. Apparently he said his Di2 battery failed, so he was only stuck in one gear. That's unfortunate. So we're coming up to around 22 kilometres now into the race, and we tried to another attack off the front. That's Sam Knight up the front there, and Lewis, who was in the original break, he's jumped on Sam's wheel again. And Cole now has gone across into that break. So here's a bit of a decisive moment. Brendan there, he jumps across to that point, to the break, and then he starts driving it hard to see if we can get establish a break off the front. And I'm just sitting back here trying to hold the back of the peloton up. So he pushes fairly hard, gets a break established, but it gets pulled back a bit. And it was about this point here where Cole from Jam Racing goes. Sam jumps on his wheel, and Lewis jumps around Brendan, and then we hold up the front again. And that was basically the 3-man break that held the front to the end of the race. So they put in a really good effort. So we're around 25 kilometres now into the race, so about halfway through the race. And that 3-man break stayed off. I think Cole probably around 8 kilometres off, dropped off the back, and Sam Knight and Lewis Lou went through, held a 2-man break to the end of the race. So let's sit back and watch the last lap of the race. My front camera ran out of battery, so we'll be watching mostly the rear camera coming into the sprint finish. Sam and Lewis managed to stay away on the break for them. Cole, I think, dropped off at around 5 kilometres to go and was picked up by the peloton, and then we were sprinting for third. So we got a bit of a lead-out train together, and by the end there, Brendan took third and I got fourth across the line, and you'll see the sprint finish coming in for the across the finish line. So thanks again. Until the next race, we'll see you then.